This is another edition of the tutorials, and we are broadcasting from Canada. My name is Sandra Asante. Today we'll be looking concerningly on Ethiopia's Tigray conflict, the street celebrations as rebels seize capital. So stay with me, I'll be back after the break. You're welcome back from the break. Thank you so much for always staying with me. Rebels forces in Ethiopia's northern Tigray region have retaken its capital, Mekelle, sparkling street celebrations and forcing officials to flee. Residents reported scenes of joy with fireworks and thousands waving flags. The government, who took Mekelle in November after Tigrayan rebel rejected the political reforms and captured army bases, has now called a humanitarian ceasefire in the region. The fighting has led thousands dead and have pushed 350,000 towards famine. More than 2 million people have been displaced as well. There have been recent reports of renewed fighting between the fighters of the Tigray People's Liberation Front, the TPLF, and government forces outside Mekelle. But a rapid offensive on Monday led to an unexpected recapture of the city by the rebels in what may be a possible turning point in a bitter conflict. A statement released by what was termed the government of the national state of Tigray praised a stunning victory, saying Mekelle was now under a complete control of the Tigray Defense Forces. It calls on the people and rebel forces to stay vigilant, relentless, and on constant alert until Tigray is fully free of all invading forces. Rebel spokesperson Getachew Reda suggested there was a little appetite for a truce, telling CNN our objectives are degrading the enemy's fighting capabilities. We will not stop until Tigray has been cleared of any and all enemy forces. We will do whatever it takes. He said on Tuesday that the TPLF fighters were pursuing government forces to the south and east of Mekelle. So now let's look at the basis when it comes to Tigray. Since 1994, Ethiopia has had a federal system now made up of the 10 states, which the constitution says are largely autonomous and defined on ethnic grounds, but with central institutions. Anti-government protests over various matters, saying Abiy Ahmed take over as PM in 2018 and he introduces reforms. These had landed previously powerful politicians from Tigray, Ethiopia's northernmost state of about 7 million people, who accused Mr. Abiy of trying to increase centralized government. Relations worsening and after the government accused Tigrayan rebels of attacking military bases. The Ethiopian army, on the other hand, moved in last November, backed by Eritrean troops. Mr. Abiy declared the conflict over at the end of November. But fighting continued and flared ahead of the national elections on 21st of June. One government official told Agency France the interim administration in Mekelle had decided to leave on Monday after rebels closed in on every side, adding everybody has left. The last ones left in the afternoon. The region doesn't have a government. Residents told the BBC they were celebrating the federal troops' departure. One witness was quoted by AFP as saying everyone is out of their house. Everybody's excited and they have music on the street. Everybody has their flags out and music is playing. The UN's children agency UNICEF said Ethiopian government troops had entered its offices in Mekelle on Monday and destroyed satellite equipment. We are not and should never be a target, it said. Ethiopian government has yet to comment on any withdrawal and said and said that, I beg your pardon, it was calling a military ceasefire for humanitarian reason. It pointed to the need for aid workers to gain access, for farmers to get help during the planting season, and for the return of internally displaced people. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said he had spoken with the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and was hopeful that a ceasefire would take place. It is essential that civilians are protected, humanitarian aid reach the people in need, and the political solution is found, he said in a statement. The UK, the US and Ireland have called for an emergency UN Security Council public meeting. All sides in the conflict have been accused of carrying out mass killings and human rights violations. The status of Eritrean troops who move into Tigray to help the Ethiopian army remain unclear, although one resident of the town of Shera told Reuters of Eritreans appear to be moving north towards the border. Earlier this month, the UN described a situation of famine in the northern Ethiopia. It said the food situation have reached the level of catastrophic, which it defines as starvation and death affecting small groups of people spread over large areas. The UN's World Food Programme, the WFP, Food and Agriculture Organization, and UNICEF have all called for an urgent action. But the analysis was not endorsed by Ethiopia's government, which have denied that there is famine in the country. Ethiopia is still waiting for the result of its 21st June parliamentary elections, boycotted by some opposition groups and not held in some regions, including Tigray. Thank you so much for joining me today for another edition of the editorials. My name is Sandra Asante. You have a beautiful day. I'll see you some other time.